Hello and welcome to a brand new episode. Today we will be looking at a very weird and very special deck because it's 40 Planeswalkers. You heard it, 40 Planeswalkers. Not gonna lie, it was very hard to build and it is very difficult to cut the cards you don't need, especially when there's about 40 lands, 40 walkers. That leaves 20 slots. Originally it was going to be 50 walkers, which sounds a lot more exciting, isn't it? But I just don't think it's possible. Need some ramp and stuff. But yeah, I just thought I'd just pop on and say hello. Yeah, hope you enjoy the video. Leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my Ko-fi donations page if you would so kindly take a look. Let's get into the deck tech. Okay, so how's this for a deck? 40 Planeswalkers, as I said in the intro. So many things to look at here. It's pretty hard to make, as I said. Some of the most important things I'd say if you are building something like this, the mana base is really important to have a good spread of colours because you're looking at 5 colours obviously, and it helps you cast stuff with Jodah. I mean, to be honest, you probably won't be using the ability that Jodah has anyway because most of your curve ends at 5 and 6, so you're actually shooting yourself in the foot slightly by using Jodah, but you know, I just fancy using something a bit different, something I haven't done before. You could make this easier. We all know what the easier ones are, but there's no point saying it. But yeah, as I said before, stuff like Cultivate, Settle the Wilds, Chromatic Lantern, Coldsteel Heart, Arcane Signet, Into the North, all valuable cards you desperately need to put into the deck. And yeah, the rest of it is basically Planeswalkers, as you can see. Too many to name here, but another way to keep them alive, use stuff like Day of Judgment, Wrath of God, which are the 2 best board wipes in the format, pretty much. I did initially have a lot more Proliferate stuff in, but at the end I settled for Mila because it is also a Planeswalker as well, technically. And whenever something, one of your Planeswalkers is attacked, you can put loyalty counters on your Planeswalkers if they're attacked. Really powerful. Yeah, it's a very top-heavy deck. 40 lands, 40 Planeswalkers, 20 support cards. Let's see how it gets on. It's kind of crazy, kind of loopy, but that's why you're here after all. Don't forget to leave me a like, sub, and donate. Cool, let's get into the games. Okay, opponent goes first with Lagrella the Magpie. And starting hand seems not too bad. Having 3 lands is pretty decent. Lagrella might not be that effective against us because we only really have 1 creature in the whole deck. So it'll be interesting to see how they utilise this. Perhaps a lot of ETBs and flicker effects in the deck, I estimate. So if they go for a mana rock, that would be good for us because then we can eventually use the Broken Bond. Prosperous Innkeeper, it's treasure. So we could just use the Broken Bond. Oh no, we can't. We don't have any green mana, do we? So we'll go for the white mana. That means we have the D-Spark up in case they go for a 4-drop here. Interesting. Lots of ramping. So this is the kind of deck that board wipes will be excellent against because they're very creature heavy. Okay. Maybe we go for Teo here. Get a bit of a blocker that we could, in theory, technically get larger next turn with a Basriket, making it 1 bigger.
Talk to the wall.
The Topiary Stomper cannot attack or block until it has 7 or more lands, so they're 2 turns off. Oh, I see, so they're going to use Lagrella to get rid of the wall. Yeah, that was, I guess they were very aggressive with that. They do permanently get rid of our wall. I guess we can make another one here. I suppose the annoying thing would be if they flicker Lagrella. So just thinking, so we got the green source. Not really bothered about going for the treasure because if they sack this in response, then we don't get to play the land anyway. So I think we'll just go for the Jodah as a potential blocker. Six lands, so there's 1 off. If they use something like Cultivate, this will be able to attack. That was a super aggressive move from Lagrella, I have to say. So they're probably terrified that we're gonna spend 5 mana to cast big spells, but the joke is we don't actually have many big spells, so Jodah's just a blocker here, which I'm fine with. Okay, what should we do next? We could use Bazri-Ket to make this a 1/4. Or we could go for the Teferi. Yeah. I think this is the move. Because we want to filter for board wipe or something along those lines. Liliana. So yeah, we'll get rid of the land. Depending on what they do here, it's tempting to maybe phase out this Stomper. So they 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, because they attacked with the Lair of the Hydra, they're actually 1 turn behind on being able to attack here. The Hall of the Storm Giants is going to be annoying, I have to say. Also, because they used the Lagrella so early, they didn't really get much value out of it, so... Because, like, when the Prosperous Innkeeper comes back in, it's not that special, just gives them a treasure. So we might as well tick up with the Teferi here. Ooh, Chandra. So at this point, I think the Broken Bond is pretty useless. So, what should we do? If we go for the Dreadhorde, they'll sack 2 of them, and then we'll have Teferi to protect himself. Yeah, I think this is the play.
I require servants. Your corpse will... get out of my way!
Sadly, our D-Spark doesn't have a single target on this other field. And also... I've got 2 attackers now.
Dead.
Ooh, Vraska. Okay. So, we'll draw again.
Think fast.
Fantastic. So, I think... we get rid of the Bazri-Ket here. Sadly, I do love that card, but we just don't have a great feel for it. So they could even attack with Hall of the Storm Giants, and that would just destroy all of our creatures, I guess. Teferi can phase 1 thing. Yeah, so it looks like they are going for that plan. Damn, it is they did get really lucky with their manlands this game. It's pretty difficult as a control player to deal with these. So I'm guessing... I mean, yeah, they can literally... pretty much kill all of them. So this has Ward 3, so we can't target it, so we might as well just draw discard, to be honest.
I do love a good puzzle.
At this point, D-Spark is pretty useless. We now need a way to kill this land.
Ugh, looks like you're on your
Yeah,
own.
their manland game is pretty ridiculous, to be honest. So let's go for Day Judgment, clean those 2 up. Abundant Harvest gives us a non-land. Davriel and World Tree. So I suspect they may be thinking about swinging 7 at us. This land is very difficult to deal with. Is it going to go us or Teo, I wonder? At us. Okay. So a blocker would be nice. Rope Line Attendant. Enters, create... creature cards in your hand, perpetuate game when they enter, get a 1/1. Wow, okay. Ooh, so we make blockers here with the Dovan Grand Arbiter. This is pretty good.
Your loss will either be a tragedy or comedy.
So... and then we can use the Vraska to kill the rope line. Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to get killed from this land, but we shall see. We get a blocker, and we get a life. So if they deal with this and then kill the Dovid, it doesn't mean that Vraska's alive. Having either one out is useful. Ah, okay, so they're going to use the Lagrella here to get the token. Lucky them, but again, playing it for half the value as normal. Ooh, Professor Onyx. It's pretty cool. They've got 2 cards in hand. Yeah, let's go for the Onyx, and then I think we make them sack Lagrella. Although they might have a counter spell of some kind.
The essence of
Yep, so we'll get rid of that.
is inseparable from...
I mean, if they want to cast her again just to get rid of our 1/1, fine by me.
I'm inspired by a good assault.
And what do I want to get rid of? I think I'll get rid of just one land here. Ooh, and it's a fairy. Pretty cool. So yeah, having 4 very random walkers out is pretty cool. And that was enough to take the game, apparently. Interesting. So I'm pretty sure Dover and Grand Arbiter won that because the blockers he gives us. 3 blockers he can give us. Pretty awesome. We go first with a 1-land hand, so we're going to mulligan this. C'est terrible. This one is much better. We have access to Interplanar Beacon, which lets us tap any colour for Planeswalkers. Very delightful indeed. Now, the Whirling of Calyx, so they're going to be an enchantment build. They can exile creatures and enchantments, so they're not going to really be that good against our things. Let's go for the Watery Grave here. Calyx. Now, enchantment builds are very powerful. Cold Steel Heart. I think we go for red because we want to eventually play the Chandra. So they go for a creature this turn. We could kill it with Chandra. Nessian Wanderer. Enchantment comes in, helps them look at the top. Okay, that's cool. Do we just get rid with Chandra? Maybe so, because it's a creature that threatens to give them value and can swing in at our walkers. Yeah, that's fine. We do, after all, have many planeswalkers. We have 39 more to back up Chandra. I mean, this could be a case where we never even cast Jodah, because frankly, I don't even like him that much anyway. So they can sack this to make a 2/2. Sure. Can't we have transients? Right. What should we do? 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll do the Ashiok thing here. And we'll bounce the Kami, I think. We don't want them to have any value. And bada bing, bada boom. Sometimes it takes 2 planeswalkers in a row. Okay, now this is a deceptive planeswalker. Valduk is super powerful for an uncommon and it can literally kill you out of nowhere. Equipment based deck. Yeah, we'll see how we get on here. Eater of Virtue. Now, luckily Kaya can get rid of that. So, let's see if we can get some more lands on top here. I think maybe go for green. We don't have access to green. And land is perfect on top. So, we don't have many... Well, we don't have any 2-drops, but... Could be bad. Champion of Flame. Yikes. Two-drop, 1-drop. Yeah, Kaya can exile 1-drop, so the Eater Virtue could get screwed, but... So if that gets equipped, that's +2. This gets +2 for each equipment attached. That's 5. Yikes, that's strong. Down to 20. So yeah, we want to eat the sword, because that's the synergy of the deck, isn't it, after all? And we will lose Kaya, sadly. But that's just the way it is. It's a shame that the creature wasn't a 1-drop. Because then that would have just been a way better hit there. But diminishing this by 4 power is pretty strong as well. Obviously they could just play another equipment here. Wings of Hubris. Okay, that equips for 1, makes it a 3/3 flyer. So yeah, they go after the Kaya. So maybe we go for Jodah here. Oh, Wrath of God. Not sure what to do. I think we just give them some fodder. Because, like, I don't really want to play Jodah just to Wrath of God. I don't really want to play Kasmina or Rowan either, because they're just much better in the long run. So let's just get rid of a card. We technically get some life back because they're going to kill it with a champion. And we play a Shockland tapped, which means we don't lose 2 life from that either. So yeah, it's not always the most optimal play having Planeswalkers, but you just have to do the best you can. If you treat each Planeswalker like a separate spell, then it might seem a bit different. So yeah, obviously that was 3 mana, target player discards a card. But there you go. If they play another creature here, Wrath of God's looking good. Pyromancer. Now this is definitely worthy of a Wrath of God if they get the 2/1/1s. Oh, that's crazy. We are so lucky we have this Wrath. So lucky, yeah. Wipe them all out. Now, annoyingly, they're going to be able to Valduk and equip. But next turn we can kill it with the Ugin. Okay. Here comes Valduk. They'll equip the wings. Oh my, they'll have 2. Equip for 0. And it has Ward 1. That is very irritating because Ugin will now not be able to target the Valduk. And of course it has flying, which is absolutely wonderful. Yeah, this guy's crazy. Ooh, Liliana, that's perfect. So we're going to make them sack creatures here. That does get around the ward. Obviously, they can recast the Valduk. I'm really surprised I'm seeing this guy so much. He's definitely high tier. Goldspan Dragon. Why is Goldspan Dragon in this deck? I guess it's just random value, right? Sure. I mean, sure. Okay. Goldspan Dragon, eh? Flying. But then it'll still be equipped. I guess we have to kill the Goldspan. It's just too powerful, isn't it? Come on now. I just don't get this format anymore. It's like every single turn is just a lethal threat. It's crazy. It just sucks because, like, you can see the deck I'm going for is just a bit of fun. But even someone with an uncommon general is out to kill you by turn 5 or 6. There you go, and they can kill our Ugin here. Yeah, these manlands are going to be an absolute pain because we can't actually target them with our sorcery speed kill spells. Swords, I mean, that's a great hit. Yeah, we're going to go for Will here. And then we're going to have the Swords mana up, and I think we'll draw 2 cards. Seems pretty good. Vraska. Okay. Yeah, I guess the most annoying thing so far would be the Den. Seasoned Pyromancer can be exiled to create 2/1/1s. Glorybringer, of course, they have yet another creature that is just a random dragon. What is going on here? Okay, so this gives it +1. Yeah, so we might as well just get rid of the Glorybringer here. Man, that's so weird. I had like the utmost respect for a Valduk player using equipment, but now it's just like totally off theme. Totally off theme. But there you have it. That's just the game. The game of putting in all the best cards, after all. So this has got flying, just flying, so we might as well make it a 0 power creature. Pretty useful, actually. And then we can even go for Vraska. Uptick. What does this have? This has 3/2. Yeah, we'll optimize mana. We'll go for Vraska. Uptick. We'll get a pirate. So now the pirate can block the Den. That does become a 3/3 if it's equipped with the leather armor, sadly. Although they could just give it flying, couldn't they, with the Wings of Hubris? Yeah. Yeah, okay, fine. So they can kill the Will. But will they kill Will? Or shan't they? Find out in a few moments. Join us after this break. I don't know if YouTube perfectly timed that for a break. It'd be really weird, but tell me in the comments below. Did you get a break just after I said that? Because I don't control them, just if you're wondering. Here comes Valduk. Equip 0. Equip for 1, I guess. Man, Valduk's annoying. Super annoying. As if they now have, like... Okay, I guess we block 1, right? It's crazy because out of nowhere, he just created 6 power with haste. And my goodness, that's going to have to... Need to get rid of that. So... I guess we can... Give... Yeah, I don't know if that was the right choice or not. Don't know if that was the right choice. I think we kill the Valduk though, that's for sure. It's going to cost us 1 extra mana, but we shall do it. Okay, go for Jodah. We can even go for Basri, or we can go for Kazmina. Let's go for the Kazmina, just because I want to scry 2 here. Each other planeswalker has the loyalty abilities of Kazmina as well, which is kind of cool because they can +2. Scry 1 gives us a Wren. That's actually really good because it gives us a humongous reach blocker. So their Valduk now costs 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. They do have 8 mana, so they could do it again if they wanted to, and then go after the Vraska. Or even the Will. We have got 1 blocker, so who knows what they will do. All I know is it's an uncommon commander that's kicking my ass. And look at these cards I've used. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So Will's plus... Well, that's interesting. They've just overridden the top of the card with Kazmina's abilities. That looks really weird. Shatter Skull Smashing. Fantastic. So they've just killed 2 things there. Damn, that's such a shame. And giving it some things. Okay, so I guess we're going to go for Wren here. And then we'll make ourselves a humongous blocker. So that's going to be really useful. And yeah, I think we're going to scry again. Sarkhan, well, the hits keep coming, don't they? And yes, so okay, here's the thing. This has got ward, so I think I'd rather just go for the Basri. We can put a counter on the 8/8, or we could just scry 1, but we know what we want on top, don't we? Yeah, we know. We want the Sarkhan because this is technically a win con. We can't target because they've got ward. So yeah, we'll just scry anyway, just to give him extra loyalty. So yeah, Sarkhan on top. It's pretty awesome. Okay, let's see what they can do. What's the wording of Valduk? So for each attached to Valduk. Okay, so the equipment has to be attached to Valduk, not any other random. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, they could technically go for Valduk, equip 2 things, get 2 3/1s. Nettle Cyst. Now this is going to have flying as well if they choose to put it onto the Goblin. Rune Speed gives it haste and draw a card. Yikes! I feel like they were going for a sneaky victory with that, but maybe they got desperate and therefore... Okay. 6, 5. But do they know I've got reach? That's the interesting thing. I mean, it's a... They haven't got menace, have they? No. I can just straight up block this. Unless they... What am I missing here? Oh, it can't be blocked with the wings. Right, okay. Man, they're using so many cards I've not seen people use very often. Oh, but the creature dies. Ooh, that's a bit rough. So, how powerful is this then? We can literally make all of our creatures... Okay, let's not do that yet because that's just... Yeah, that would be like, what, 16 plus damage? Yeah, Sarkhan would have made them all into creatures in the swing. Boom, boom, boom. Sweet, we go first against Herrscher der Brut. Well, it sounds a bit German to me, I'm not really sure. This starting hand is absolutely atrocious. It's a beautiful swathe of artwork, but unfortunately I don't really think we're going to be able to cast any of them. This one is kind of a bit better. Yeah, definitely got some castable things. Maybe Fabled Passage. We'll do Fabled Passage after the World Tree, because this is definitely tapped. But the Fabled Passage might not be tapped if we get extra land. Day of Judgment, that's really good. So I think we'll go for the Fabled Passage here, and let's get ourselves a Plains. Bit scared because we don't have any more lands in our hand. If we get the double white, Day of Judgment is just going to clear out the opponent's deck here. Pretty cool to see a Daxos though, I have to say. Green source. Still nothing to do. So we'll go for the Steam Vent. So next turn, if we get desperate, we could just go for the Teferi and then dig for a land. That would be pretty good. Let's hope they just play creatures because... Okay, so we will be losing the Teferi here, but we hopefully get ourselves a land. And there we go, there's our second white source, the Railgrin Trione. So we do lose Teferi, but we do get to Day of Judgment in a couple of turns. Adeline, oh, I'm so glad we've got this Day of Judgment. Sorry if you can hear a dull noise, that's the wife running the tap. Because the room I'm in is actually, there's a boiler behind me, so that's really great timing there. Oh, I do love it when she runs the tap. So let's go for the Railgrin Triome. Now, could just go for Tamiyo here, but I think... Does Tamiyo do anything good? I mean, Tamiyo gets us an extra land from the graveyard. Nah, I think I'm good. I don't want her to die immediately. I mean, it would get something back, but I'd rather use her to get back a board wipe, which is a lot more useful. Solemn Simulacrum comes down to play, says hello, gets them a land. Now they're going to hit us for quite a chunk. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage, I think. Takes us down a fair bit. 1/3 of our life. Whoosh, straight out the window. Bish bash bosh, they gain life, they deal damage. Now let's hope this one white mana doesn't give them access to some kind of protection. Wrath of God here. Okay, that's a fantastic hit. So we have another day, not another Day of Judgment, but another board wipe to clear the fields if they redeploy, which pretty sure they are. It is nice to see Daxos rather than Heliod. We could even go for the Angrath if they just go for something like Daxos Mindstone. Okay, that's always great to see. Blessed Sanctuary. Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to you and creature you control. That's interesting. We could just kill that with the Vivian Reed though. Because, although saying that, that becomes a 1/1. Yeah, so Vivian can still tank a hit from that Nexus. I think it's useful to kill this as well. Because it does make them 2/2s at the same time. Yeah, so we're looking good here. I wonder how the algorithm works here. We actually have, you know, a lot of rares and mythics. They don't really synergize with each other. It's just Super Friends. However, we shall see. Blink Moth. Now they could have some kind of pump spell to make the... Oh, I see. Oof. Elish Norn. Well, that's certainly a thing that happened. Elish Norn and a Blink Moth Nexus. So, what should we do here? We could... Day of Judgment? Yeah, I think it's worth it. It's an Elish Norn after all. Elish Norn basically says all of the creatures kill us a lot faster, so... Now, don't forget, we have Tamiyo. We can -3 get back the Day of Judgment or the Wrath of God. Here comes Daxos. And an Ugin. Oh my goodness. Okay. It seems that they've got quite a lot of high-end things as well. This is going to be a real struggle to deal with. So we've got 7 mana. Yeah, this is definitely tricky. Maybe we go for the Liliana and create a zombie? Or we go for the Narset. Let's go for the Narset, I think.
I know 88 ways.
Help us find some other answer. The Teferi, okay. Yeah, let's go for Teferi, I suppose. We can phase something out. I mean, they can just minus killing one of these guys, but... Cultivate. I think we'll get rid of the Liliana here. Cultivate is quite a useful card. Oh man, things were going so well until they shifted to control mode, apparently. So it looks like they're going to kill the Teferi. So let's draw a card. I could have phased something out, but... Oh, we get our own Ugin. So yeah, now it's time to say bye to the Khan, sadly. Now we can't kill their Ugin with our Ugin, but... So if they attack with all, we can kill the Ugin using our Angrath, because they shouldn't have any blockers. We'll see. And Alina, goodness me. That is pretty crazy. They have just drawn absolute gas this entire game. Mono white. Looks like the algorithm found me a perfectly good match. Come on, man. Come on. So we're definitely going to have to Tamio. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a land would be good, because we need to get Tamio and a board wipe. Land achieved. So yeah, we'll go for this. -3.
Let us see if your talents are
So this is where she's coming in useful. Day of Judgment. We wipe the field. They will get this card to hand, but
I have learned
they will lose their lethal on board. Oh, of course. She can sack to give all your creatures with less power indestructible. Wonderful. Okay, cool. So we're basically going to lose this game. Yeah, didn't actually read that properly, but how often do you see Lina? And also, how often do you see a creature deck like this? Yeah. Procession. So they're hitting us at all angles. Wow, they're tokens, aren't they? Yeah. So Ugin plus the procession. Oh my goodness. And a Harmony's Archon. You know, sometimes you play opponents and they literally get the cards that were destined by God. Well, this is one of those games. Hersher Derabrut was destined here because look at their field that they ended up with. And look at ours. Cool, moving on to the next game. Okay, we go first against Prosper. Snapkeep in his hand. We've got the 4 lands. Which is really rare. For some reason I've got 40 lands in the deck, but Arena decides to give me 2 land hands a lot at the time. And surprisingly, we can cast a couple of our things in our hand. Arlen's pretty good just to give us some blockers, really. So, as per usual, the deck's deciding to not give me any playable cards until turn 4. This is very unusual. We do have 1, 2, and 3 drops. Ooh, Black Market Connections. That's really good for them. That's crazy good. You'll give the Planar Beacon, and then I think we'll go for Arlen here. Yep, just getting some wolves is pretty good. 2 wolves is a lot. Really is. And if she flips as well, she becomes a 5/5 with Trample Indestructible Haste, which is pretty awesome. Made a 3/2. Okay. Cost them 3 life, but so really, this card I think is way too pushed. Murderous Rider.
Now the wilds are threatened.
Wow, super aggressive there. Kill an Arlen that's already been depleted. Fair enough. I suppose we'll go for the yeah, we'll go for Teferi because we're looking for answers here. Opponent's holding priority. Not really sure why at that precise moment, but yeah, I think we'll get rid of the forest because we've got another land here. And in order to protect a fairy, I'll just pass the turn. We'll have to be quite defensive, being a Planeswalker style deck. Man, if they're just going to lose life making 3/2s, this is going to be pretty pretty scary one. Another 3/2 down to 13. I do wonder if they have a life gain here. How did they get 2 treasures? I'll select 1 or more. You know what? I did not realise that said 1 or more. That is bonkers. I just thought it said 1. It's pretty insane.
I do love a good puzzle.
Yeah, we'll get everything to the north, and yeah, we're gonna block here. So That should get rid of the threat unless they do something cheeky. And it's a changeling. That's a changeling. Wow. Why is it so pushed for 3 mana? It's unbelievable. Chandra. Fantastic. So she could, in theory, kill the Teferi.
Let's start at a sizzle and see if you make it to the Inferno.
I wonder if that's what she's going to do. Going for the emblem.
Hope it's not too
How are we going to deal with
hot
this?
for ya.
I thought we were the Planeswalker build. Okay. Let's draw a card.
Time to improvise.
Basri Cat. No, pretty useless right now. Yeah, we'll go for the Wren. And then make a Tree Folk. I mean, this may help later on. But who knows? Let's pass for now. If we get to Fairy to -10, could be good. So they're chickened out of getting another 3/2. Okay. Oh man, this deck is so OP. A lot of YouTubers have made this guy already, and yeah, he is so powerful for minimal effort. Ooh, it's pretty good. So let's protect it with Hexproof. So that does waste Chandra a bit. I mean, they could just respond with another kill spell. Ooh, awesome. Okay. But now they could, in theory, maybe kill something here, and then still swing in. Angrath. Okay.
Here be monsters.
Control. So they go for this, then I can phase it out. Yeah, because it's at that point I don't control it. So we'll see what they do. So they're a Super Friends deck. I mean, the algorithm is really showing its colours here. Not seen a Super Friends Prosper deck yet. They're both swinging at this. So we'll phase out the 6/6. And then we get to block here.
Here's a blast from the past.
And it comes back in our turn, so we can use it to finish something off. They've got a Fatal Push or a Braid. Wow, desperate to kill the Red and 7 there. Oh, that Angrath. Oh, okay, so they don't... So that'll come back in our control. Oh, that's rough. Okay, we're going to go for Angrath. Straw. Vraska can destroy something. I guess we get rid of Tibalt. Oh man, how do they deal damage to the Teferi? How did they... He was on like 6 or 7, wasn't he? I'm going to have to watch that in replay. That's really confusing. You can control this guy. Who do we kill though? They're both really irritating. I think the Angrath, because Chandra will get an emblem, but I don't want to lose the cards in my hand. Non-land, please. Wrath of God, okay. So now we get our creature back. Yeah, I thought we gave Teferi Hexproof Indestructible. How did he lose loyalty? Oh, because we phased it, didn't we there? Sorry, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah, we had to phase it. They're down to 6. That's crazy. Murderous Rider comes out to play. We have lethal on board, but we just can't get rid of both of these blockers. We can take him down to 4 with Angrath. Whoa, all the blockers now. So this, they can see we have a Wrath of God, which is very unusual that they're playing all these creatures out. I suppose they're scared of losing all their blockers. That's interesting. This Black Market Connections has basically killed them. Okay, so that resolves. So now we'll go for the Teferi. Does Dovin help? Don't think so. We go down to 27. So if we attack first, they gain 2. So we don't want to do that, do we? So we want them to discard.
No fire, no steel.
It's funny how the Planeswalkers still get to hear their dialogue despite all the other audio being destroyed. So they've got 2 great cards in the hand, obviously because They're taking a long time to decide here. We could be in very good standing because the Phyrexian Arena drains them for 1, and this drains them for at least 1. Because just choose 1 or more. It doesn't say choose up to 3, which means they have to lose at least 1, so it's 2 a turn they're losing. And here comes the Saltometer. Saltometer rising from a 3 to a 4, gradually possibly to a 5, because they're now realising that they may have just lost the game here, but you know. It's always, you know, really lovely to see these kind of players, and I'll always leave these players in the video because it's my job to seek you out. You salty old git, Valentino. Come on now. Let that be a warning to anyone watching this. If I play you and you do this to me, I will just show the world, like... And if you don't care, whatever. So, yeah, you know, what can be said at this point in time regarding the current state of Arena? I don't know. Alchemy Horizons, what do you guys think? Was it as bad as you thought in hindsight? It's been out for a while now. What do you think was the worst thing? Oh, they discarded the card. Wonderful. Took them a while to do that, didn't it? And yeah, we'll get rid of the Teo. Oh no, we needed the white actually, so that's perfect. Okay. So, let's see what they've got here. So if they get down to 2 here, don't they just die in the next turn? I think. So a Fool would play Vraska and kill one of these, but I'm not going to do that. I mean, they might have a way to gain life, who knows? This Chandra doesn't even... I mean, yeah, it's taking us down a little bit each turn, but... You know, she could kill the Angrath, I suppose, but then... They'll still die in the following turn, I think. Yeah, obviously, anything with life gain will change the matter. Cool, so the opponent was a salty old bastard and took it right down to the, you know, waited all the time. So cheers for that. Why? Oh, we get to go first. That's quite nice. Against Domri, Chaosbringer. Starting hand is actually really, really good. Looks like they're a Riot style deck, perhaps lots of haste abilities. We'll have to see. Hard to tell with this kind of deck because you don't see many Chaosbringers, so just have to keep open to possibilities. So that's green, yeah, so we'll shock this and go for an Into the North. And what do we need? So this gives us, so I think we go for an extra white source maybe, so we can cast the Day of Judgment. Okay, Arcane Signet, so they'll be able to go for the Domri the next turn. Shadow Sphere as well, so I presume it's a creature heavy build. And I guess this is a good time as any to settle the wilds. Wow. Really stacked hand. We can deal with literally any permanent. Domri, I think that's definitely one that we're going to want to... Interesting, they choose to get the mana, which means they don't get to use him before we rid of him. So yeah, let's just use Kaya to exile him here. Which is a bit of a feel bad for the opponent because they never got a single use out of it, but...
It's the least you deserve.
I guess it was a little bit greedy there. I think I would have minused. Especially knowing that I'm a 5-colour deck. Plussing without casting a creature was really risky there. So Solemn, we could bounce it and make him exile something. Or we could go for a creature up to Kaya. But then they can give Solemn the Shadow Spear, can't they? So yeah, I think we go for Ashiok. And if they make that... Yeah, let's bounce it, I think. Because we do have the Day of Judgment in hand, but... Yeah, I think that was a decent play, because if they get rid of the Solemn, that's a bonus, which, because they don't get to ramp anymore, okay, that's cool for us, and they don't get to draw a card either. So they basically spend 4 mana on getting +1 land, which is fine with me. It's entirely possible they have a board wipe that can deal with walkers. Red, over the last years, has definitely been able to deal with planeswalkers, which is good. It's a good bit of tech for them. Instead they go for an Ugin, that's interesting. Ugin in this creature build is kind of strange. Sadly, we don't have a way to kill the Ugin with any haste. So yeah, I think we're just going to exile it here. Don't want to get greedy. Basically trade a planeswalker for a planeswalker is fine with me. And then we can start ridding their hand. It's a shame we don't have an extra red. We could have gone for Sarkhan, maybe. But yeah, Angrath's just as good, making them lose cards in their hand. So now Angrath's on the field. It's going to make them rethink what they play, because whatever they cast, they won't get to keep the next card in their hand, assuming they play a land, of course. So 3 cards. They might go for Domri, yeah. So they're going to replenish their hand. Crawling Barons is going to be annoying. Yeah. Mana lands are always a nightmare for controlling decks like ours to deal with. Do they have some kind of removal here for 3 mana? Evolution Sage. That's interesting. Got haste as well. Oh, that's such a shame. That is a shame. So we can't tick down, so we're going to have to tick up, make them lose the last card in their hand.
No fire, no steel.
I wonder what it was. It was an Urban Daggertooth. So this is a Planeswalker build. So the algorithm is definitely favouring decks with similar cards. So we can go for Sorin, or we can go for Day of Judgment. Yeah, let's shock that in. Go for the Sorin. I think we make a blocker, and then we're going to cast Jodah as well. That's really cool animation, that was. I've never actually seen that animation. Yeah, it's a shame some of the best art in the game is on a token.
You know, like you do.
Oh, they missed. I guess because if they're a proliferate Planeswalker build, then it feels a bit weird to have Domri in there, but... So they can make this a 4-4. Or 5-5 now because of the Evolution Sage. Damn, that's cheeky. That is cheeky. Shadow Spear, so that's a 4-3. Ah, but because they did that, it means they can't put 2 counters on here. That was a... I'm not sure if that was the move or not. Okay, so 4... Well, yeah, I definitely want to kill the Barons. And... Do we block? Yeah, I think we block anyway. Because we have the Day of Judgment. Angrath goes to 2. Okay. So I think we actually got rid of the best card on their field, the Crawling Barons. Which means the Angrath has to tick up. They don't have any cards in hand, sadly.
No fire, no steel.
And then Sorin's going to have to tick up as well if I want to keep him alive. It's a land, so we can keep that. Red source is good. We need that. So we could just... What do we want to do, though? We could Day of Judgment and then Sarkhan? Yeah, so good for Sarkhan. Yeah, I think that's good. Then we can keep the Fateful Absence for later on.
Let us fight.
Yeah, the Sarkhan really just brings this deck together because he makes everything a Planeswalker. Sorry, he makes every Planeswalker dragon, sorry. Which is flavorfully kind of weird, but pretty cool. Very unique ability. And for just a rare Planeswalker, it's kind of awesome. So the scary thing is, in their turn, if they get haste creature, they can take down anything. 8 mana, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Iron Scale Hydra. If damage would be dealt to it, prevent it and put a counter on it. Ooh, that's rough. But we do have the answer. So let's go for the +1 here. Oh man, that's perfect. We have another answer for it as well.
You
But
wish to know my secrets.
so we could just fog it forever. Trample lifelink, prevent all damage. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do this. We can save the Fateful Absence for their Planeswalker.
I look forward to seeing your mistakes.
Cool. So that's going to not be able to
I'm
deal
well
or
equipped
take
to
any
deal with
damage.
nuisances like you.
We'll make them discard a card, and then we'll also turn everything into dragons,
No fire, no
which is pretty sick. This is working out pretty well. Oh my goodness. Weird how Dovin's art is all squishy like this. It seems to be affecting only the uncommon planeswalkers from War of the Spark so far. I've noticed that Narset has the same bug for the artwork. And will they have an answer? I guess the only answer they would have is there's a few. Well, there's actually 2 or 3 board wipes that deal 5 damage to each walker. That would have been okay, but yeah, damn, that was a pretty cool finish. I suppose it was inevitable at some point I'd be facing a Miriem, so here we go. Keepable hand actually. Not sure how we win against this deck. I suppose the only way is to have constant removal, board wipes, prevention. The Dovin might help. The Jodah certainly won't help. I guess the quicker we get the Sarkhan out, the better. Mischievous Catgeist. That's not a dragon. That's a weird inclusion. Why is that in there? That is weird. So if that's the case, then I want to go for a blocker. So let's go for Jodah here. Is there a reason this is in here? What am I missing? This is not a dragon. I mean, I know not every deck has to be optimal. I just think it's not even a case of optimal. It's just no synergy there, weirdly enough. Do they run counters? What the heck deck is this? That's so weird. Miriem running Lofty Denial over just... Okay. Circuitous Route. So Miriam's definitely coming out soon. Next turn, in fact. Damn. I suppose it's just a 2-mana 1/1 that gives you cards, right? It is actually really good in hindsight. It is good. It's just... It just feels a bit weird. But it doesn't matter because we're going to get absolutely owned anyway, so... Okay, get a couple of lands. Well, we're going to cycle this anyway, so I might as well do it now. So, essentially, we're just digging for board wipes now. So Jace might be able to help us there, but we don't have the double blue. Oh, actually, we do have the Hallow Fountain, to be fair. What? What the... Okay, so the copied... Curious Obsession? What the hell deck is this? I'm so confused. I mean, it's working, that's for sure. Wandering Emperor. That's interesting. I guess I'll exile it then. It does give them quite a fair amount of value.
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa, and I will protect my people. My judgment.
And then we can go for Dovin, and we've got the Tamiya safekeeping as well.
I look forward to
Who knows
seeing
what's
your
going on in their
mistakes.
deck? It's just an unusual blend, but... You know, sometimes weird things work. I mean, our deck is certainly weird, isn't it? Flying and Riot. Oh, fantastic. That is a shame. Who do they go for? Go for the Wandering Emperor. Okay, so Dovin can just
Until
fog this
next
now.
time, then.
That's interesting. Makes me wonder how many more haste dragons they have.
There are many who have turned weakness into a virtue.
So we're going to kick this Jace. So 2 Jaces is pretty cool. So what do? We're going to... Well, we scry with this guy. Anything good on top? Well, okay, if we do that, then we can draw with this Jace. So we get the land into our hand, which is cool with me. And then next turn we'll have the... Is it guy? Ral... Sorry, I almost said Ral is it then. It's Ral is it Viceroy. It's Ral Zarek, isn't it? Yeah. Brainstorm, okay. So we're safe from the Skagan Hellkite, but they can just pay 4 to deal 2 damage. However, Dovin says prevent all damage, so it wouldn't actually do much. Here comes Miriem. And none what else. So yeah, we desperately need a board wipe. Okay, Jace, let's scry.
Where's the next puzzle?
Well, we don't want any of those, do we? I feel like we scry 2 again, because maybe Ral can find something. Okay, still no board wipes. Come on, Ral, it's up to you now. Although saying that, it tapped for the white mana, which is just diabolical.
Choose wisely, because the other one's going bye-bye.
Okay, we get Kaya, but... So we can get rid of the Skagan Hellkite.
I just want to get in, get out, and finish the job. Too easy.
And the Ward 2 is pretty obnoxious, so I'm just not going to cast any, use any abilities. So here's the really sad thing, like we have 5 Planeswalkers out, but it's not going to matter, because if they go for Miriem plus some kind of combo-y dragon ETB trigger thing. No dragons.
I guess there's no way to change what just happened.
Any dragons? Ancient Silver Dragon times 2. Oh boy. So we're really going to need to dig for this board wipe. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Where are you? Come on, Jace. We've got another way to draw with Teferi. I mean, Narset's a card, isn't it? Narset is a card. It is a card after all. So we're going to go for red here. We're going to leave as much white open as possible, which isn't actually possible here. But oh well, maybe we'll find another card.
Don't worry, the future looks bright.
Oh, goodness me. Come on now. They're just going to kill everything. Look at all these freaking Planeswalkers we have.
Focused and disciplined. Keep an open mind.
Despark, I mean, that's okay. That would kill one of the ancient things later on, but... And then we can fog the original, I guess.
Looking to elevate yourself.
Damn. All these walkers are nothing to do with them. So we're going to lose... How many things? We can lose 2 to 3 walkers this turn. Man. This sucks. Look at the walkers. If this was a story, like if this was a novel, a novelization, these walkers would be kicking butt. They would be absolutely kicking butt, but this dragon that no one's ever heard of, no one in the multiverse, because this isn't even from Magic World, this is from Dungeons & Dragons, these Planeswalkers like, who the hell are you to challenge us? Look how annoyed Kyra is. She's like, I was busy killing this elephant thing, and then you came along, you silly little dragon. And Teferi, who's like the strongest Planeswalker for the last 10 years or whatever, even he can't handle a few dragons. And Jace is just like dancing. He's like, you know, just doing some stuff. So here's a scary thing. When this silver dragon hits us, they're going to draw well, the approximation is what? 9 to 10 cards, because you roll a d20. The average is 9 to 10, right? Surely. Even, let's face it, even if they draw 2 or 3 cards, that's still scary. God, they're going to draw so many things here. So if I was them, I'd want to kill the Kaya. Yeah, that makes sense. Because the Kaya threatens to kill one of them. Going for the Dovin and swinging at us. Oh, well, yeah, that's a good point. If they swing at the Planeswalkers, they won't draw cards. Ah, but they also... Oh. We can save her, which means they draw 0 cards. Oh, that's fantastic. So they'll roll a d20 but draw 0 because Narset.
I must have miscalculated.
Oh, so that was actually clutch. That's safekeeping. Oh, another dragon. So, come on, man. Just give us a freaking board wipe. Okay, so we need to dig. We need to dig. Come on, Jace. Please.
Knowledge.
Vanishing Verse. I mean... It's just not enough, is it? It's just not enough. I think it's just board wipe or bust. Yeah, let's cry 2 again.
At least I look
Oh
like
my
I know
goodness,
what
is that gonna help? No, it's not. Come on. Come on now. Right, let's go for Teferi. Kill him off.
I really should have seen that coming. Ah, the eternal question.
You're joking. You are absolutely joking. How many cards have we sifted through? How many board wipes have we actually used? We've used 0 board wipes. Come on, Narset.
Hone your prowess.
Oh, you are joking. You are joking. Okay, we're going to tap manually for this because I don't want them to screw us over. Okay, so it's down to Will. Come on, Will. Come on now.
I could do with a quick sparring match before class.
Just thinking of what else we can do. We can make something 0 power. It's just not going to be... Come on.
Well, this is a real
Fine. Fine, I guess Mila lets us proliferate when we attack. And let's think about this. The Imriths, they're going to draw so many cards. I guess we go for the Silver Dragon. And then I guess, what's this? Ward 4, Ward 2, so much Ward. And then Domri fogs this dragon. Right. I can't believe how much have we scryed? Can someone do the maths for me? We must have scryed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looked at the top 6 with the Teferi. Looked at the top 8 with Narset. How much is that? That's madness. That's actually madness. If we win this, it'll be pretty amazing, to be honest. They're getting fed up of Dovin now. Whenever an opponent attacks 1 or more, proliferate. Okay. So the Jaces are stood there going, that was close. It's like being picked last for a football team, isn't it? He's standing there going, oh, nobody wants me. Varric's Blade Wing kicked, so they're going to draw 2 cards. Yeah, so they wisely played that after they killed the Narset. Oh, okay, why didn't they... Oh, non-token. They drew on for that. Okay. Scry 2. Come on, if I don't find a board wipe here, something is seriously wrong. So I can draw with the Savai Triumph, so let's scry 2 again.
Solving mysteries
Seriously?
is my specialty.
What is going on, man? That is super strange. So we're going to prevent the damage from this one again. I don't know what's going on here, guys. How can there not be a board wipe in the... How many is that? So that's an extra... We drew a card and we scored 4, right? Oh my goodness, this is just mathematically crazy. Swing everything at us. So don't forget, which one did we fog? Yeah, we fogged that one, didn't we? So that's going to deal 0. Can we actually survive this? I don't think we can. Yeah, I think that's lethal, isn't it? What's the highest damage? 6. So we still take 11, 16. Yeah, that's death. Oh well. That was still kind of fun in a weird roundabout way. But you can see there how unlucky we were. The amount of scries that we had. If someone could tell me how many cards I dug to try and find a board wipe, I would freaking love you. I'm looking at you, Josh. You're the mathematician. But anyone else, see, if anyone can beat Josh, my mate Josh, to how many cards I dug to try and find a board wipe, I'll give you a heart. I'll give you a heart in the comments below. If you want a heart, do that. Cool. Don't forget to check out more of my videos, and also my Ko-fi donations page. You can donate as little or as much as you want.